I think that we can all safely say that this Galax RTX 4070 is hands down the best graphics card to use in the HYTE Y60 case. Now, why is it the best graphics card to use in the HYTE Y60 case? Because it is one of the very few graphics cards that figured out how to do RGB properly on the fans, on the graphics card. Now, there's one con about the Galax graphics cards that I really do not like, and that is the fact that you have to install a different application in order to actually change the RGB. But once you install that application and you link the graphics card to your motherboard, you will be able to control the RGB lighting with everything inside of the command center that you're using. They are all different. Each motherboard has their own thing. You know, I build tons of computers, so Gigabyte has their own RGB software, MSI has their own RGB software, Asus has their own RGB software, which Asus makes my favorite, like the Asus Armory crate. I like that far more than MSI's Mystic Lighting, and then Gigabyte's is the worst. I don't like Gigabyte's command center whatsoever. I do like their motherboards. I like their products. I literally have their graphics card, an RTX 4090 from Gigabyte. It's one of the main cards that I get when it comes to the 4080 and the 4090, just because the Asus ROG Strix is very, very, very difficult to get, and I'm sure you're all fully aware of that. Now, I build white computers, so, you know, depending on what type of a themed build you're going for, I really like the Snow White themes, the leopard themes, the white tiger themes, you know, that like white and black vibe going on. That's why they tend to go a lot faster building those. But either way, getting off topic here, the CPU that we paired with this bad boy is a AMD Ryzen 7700X. I actually made a mistake with the owner for this. I sent him a picture and he thought that we were going to be doing 64 gigabytes. He told me he wanted 64 gigabytes. And there's just been a lot of delays during the holiday with Amazon shipping. Normally I order stuff and everything comes in like one order, and then, you know, just having to wait a couple of weeks for things to, all of the stuff to actually arrive. It's starting to confuse me a little bit. So but either way, it was the same speed RAM. I just bumped it up to 64 gigabytes. It was a different brand name, just because I didn't have another set of 32 gigabytes of the exact same RAM. I did have other T-Force RAM, but for those of you that are unaware of this, you do need to use the exact same RAM, and that also includes timing when you're putting RAM inside of your computers. The AIO, unfortunately, I had to install sideways. The benchmarks hovers right around 100 to 150 FPS depending on the game at 4K. At this point in time, it heavily varies on the actual title. Like, let's say Starfield as an example, Cyberpunk 2077 is another really good example, Ark Survival Evolved, and then the new Ascended that just barely came out. You know, these like super high demanding games are going to be so much more difficult to run than stuff like Call of Duty or Fortnite or, you know, all the other games out there. You know, it's like there's a lot of games now that are really relying on the AI from NVIDIA software, the DLSS, and then AMD's, whatever AMD's thing is. I very rarely build AMD GPU, but I'm pretty sure I've only, out of the hundreds of computers that I've built at this point, like maybe 4 of them have had an AMD graphics card in them. Yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I know it's a little bit of a different style video, just me talking over the actual computer build, but it's during the holiday season and I'm so busy building these for people that it's very, very difficult for me to actually create content on all 10 of the parts inside of these, make a full guide on building the thing, and just, you know, focusing on the video when I have 2 or 3 computers to build each day. There's no way I can create content on all 3 of those builds. Like, just the fact that I'm even like making a video, that in itself is difficult. But yeah,